Now, there are tons of questions when it comes to this. Is it possible to slow down aging, or is it possible to stay younger for longer? Or reverse all those symptoms like your skin getting wrinkled, you getting those aches and pains, or even if your hair is graying for that matter. And I know there are a lot of these treatments and pills and all sorts of industry standard things that promise you with products that will make you look younger. But most of them don't really work. And the older you get, you suddenly realize that these medications are piling up and even the doctor's calendar is filling up. To be really honest, aging is inevitable. But there is something that you can do to slow down this whole aging process and look younger longer. So today we're going to dive into this whole world of how do we slow down aging. So whether you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or even if you're just feeling the signs of aging, well, I'm going to help you understand it all with the help of epigenetics. It is the hidden language of your genes. And if you've ever wondered that what are the secrets behind aging, then well, you're in the right place. So let's jump right in. So first things first is let's try and understand what is epigenetics. Now, epigenetics is the study of genes that do not involve alterations to the underlying DNA sequence. So let's try and understand it in a simpler way. Imagine your DNA as a library of books, with each book representing a different aspect of your body's instructions. Now, there is something called as DNA methylation. Now, think of them as bookmarks placed very strategically in some of these books. And each bookmark is made of a special link called methyl groups, which doesn't change the words on these pages, but it affects how easily you can read them. And if a book has a lot of these bookmarks, it's like certain chapters are marked off and not accessible, basically turning off those genes. So DNA methylation is like bookmarking important sections in the library. It helps the body decide which one to pay more attention to and which chapters to skip without actually changing the words written in the book. Now, scientists use epigenetics to understand how our body ages and understanding the whole aging process. And understanding these changes by the body help them understand or give them insights on how to promote healthy aging. And while this area is still in its initial stages, the field of epigenetics and aging is still actively researched. And one major findings that have been suggested through epigenetics is lifestyle changes. But what is very interesting is that in these studies, there are certain findings that have shown that certain lifestyle factors can change the way you age, influencing how our bodies age. Now, the very first factor that plays a major role in slowing down your whole aging process is nutrition. It might sound like a surprise to some, but it's true. So, what you put on your plate isn't just about calories, it's all about influencing the genetic composition associated with aging. Now, a diet rich in fruits and vegetables play a very important role in slowing down aging. They are rich in antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, fiber, and tons of other things. Plus, fruits and vegetables help fight oxidative stress and also inflammation. And both of these are linked to aging. So, if you're looking to slow down aging, make sure that you have a lot of fruits like berries, leafy greens, tomatoes, and even citrus fruits because they are particularly high in antioxidants. And antioxidants take care of a lot of rubbish that you've put in your body. Now, the next are nuts, seeds, and whole grains, on the other hand, which are rich in fiber and even other nutrients. They help you keep your gut healthy with all the nutrients that it provides, but they don't only keep your gut healthy, but they also help you support your well being all the way down to your cellular health. And with them, you can have other things like dark chocolate, which is 90% dark, probiotic foods, and eating even leafy vegetables like spinach and kale will also give your body a dose of vitamin called folate. And folate helps your cells work in something that is called DNA methylation. It's like flipping on a switch to turn on the good genes and keeping your cells healthy. So make sure that you eat most of the things that are provided by nature, and there are some things that you should try your best to stay away from. And these are foods that cause something called as senescent cells or zombie cells. Now, that doesn't mean that your cells are walking like a zombie. Now, senescent cells are cells that have stopped dividing and have become metabolically active without fulfilling their normal cellular functions. And to make it simpler, let's try and imagine these senescent cells or zombie cells like retired workers. So basically, they are retired workers who have stopped doing their jobs, but they still go to the office and they cause some trouble. And these cells are linked to aging and disease. While scientists themselves are not really sure of why do they show up, but they know that what we might eat has something to do with it. And here are some of them that might play a role in their formation. Diets rich in highly processed and refined foods such as sugary snacks, pastries, white bread may contribute to inflammation and oxidative stress, which can be linked to cellular senescence or causing these zombie cells. Quick and tasty food like burgers, pizzas, and processed meat often have stuff like additives and a lot of salt and even unhealthy fats. And eating them too much can make the cells upset. It's like you on purpose causing problem at a cellular level. Also, cooking things super hot like grilling or frying can create some not so friendly stuff like inflammation and oxidative stress that can harm your cells. Fried food and snacks with unhealthy fats like chips and nachos are also troublemakers that cause stress and inflammation at a cellular level. And all of these accelerate the production of senescent cells or zombie cells. Now, one that's gained the most attention recently is fasting. Now, a human body is meant to fast, and fasting is not just about you staying hungry, but fasting triggers something called as autophagy, which is a cellular cleanup process. Now, think of fasting like a house party. You wouldn't start cleaning your house when there are guests in the party, right? You will make sure that you start to clean once the guests have left. So it is pretty similar with your body. If you keep giving your body food, your body won't have time on a cellular level to do its own cleanup. So when you fast, you don't give your body food. Basically, there are no guests. So this helps in cellular self-cleaning. So at this point, the cells clean themselves, which may contribute to overall health of cells and tissues, which will slow down that entire aging process. Now, fasting also does multiple things. And one of them is when you fast, it sends a signal to your genes, influencing the addition or removal of tiny tags known as methyl groups. So this process affects specific genes associated with aging and provides them with specific instructions to your cells on how to age more gracefully. And when you fast, it also is like talking to your genes. It does something very important. It activates a guardian or a superhero called sirtuins, which keep our cells healthy. They also help your cells stay in top-notch shape, protecting your cells all the time. Apart from that, fasting also helps these tiny genetic conductors, microRNA, and not just that, there are also certain compounds that are found in food called calorie restriction mimetics. What they do is they amplify the positive effects of fasting. So fasting is not just about you staying hungry for longer, but it also plays a very big role when it comes to slowing down the entire aging process and making you look younger eventually. Now, the other lifestyle factor is something that most of us know, and that is exercise. Now, exercise is not about you just fitting in those beautifully fitted jeans and getting the body you want, but it does a lot more to your body. It creates a lot of changes at even a molecular level. And I want you to picture your genes as dancers. And every move that these genes make is done by the choreographer, which is your exercise. So moving your body regularly can affect the way your genes behave, keeping them in very good balance. So whether it's a brisk walk, a jog, a dance session, or even if you're playing a sport, each movement is like a step in the genetic routine. Exercises help your genes stay healthy and age well by making positive changes in their behavior. So go ahead, get moving and exercise. Make sure that you're at least exercising for 45 minutes to an hour. You don't really need to go to a gym. Even consciously making changes like taking the stairs instead of the elevator or doing any movement-based activity consciously will be good as long as you keep getting your body moving. Now, next is your mind and body connection. Now, managing your stress isn't about you being a zen or you going into the whole monk phase. You might not know this, but managing your stress helps influence your genes. Now, when you stress, it can mess with the instructions that are given to your genes by adding or removing certain tags. And these changes can affect how your genes function, especially the ones that are related to aging. And not just that, it even affects the chromosomes. Think of chromosomes like a shoelace with those protective caps on the tip. Now, when you stress, it can make those caps at the tip a little more shorter, which is a sign showing that our cells are aging more quickly. And there are several ways that stress can change it all. In fact, 80% of our problems directly or indirectly are related to stress. So to manage your stress, you can use certain techniques like meditation and mindfulness. These techniques can help calm the mind, reduce stress, and improve overall mental resilience. One more thing you can do, and it's going to sound funny, but laugh. Now, laughing is a natural stress reliever. So just make sure you engage yourself in activities that bring joy and laughter, whether it's a funny movie or even spending time with playful pets. So just make sure you're engaging in activities that you enjoy. And even finding time to do your hobbies like painting or dancing or anything of that sort will help your mind stay less stressed. And all of these can positively impact your genes at such a deep level, not just promoting healthier aging, but also enhancing your overall well being. So by adding the whole mindfulness and meditation into your routine, you're reducing chronic stress to your genes. Now let's talk about something that the older we get, we love it even more, and that is sleep. So it's not about you just feeling well rested, but it also gives your genes a good rest too. But when your sleep is messed up or you have very disturbed sleep, it will mess with the way your genes work. So having a good night's sleep is very important for staying healthy and aging well. Now sleeping is almost like resetting and rejuvenating your genes. So make sure that you have very close to 7 to 9 hours of sleep, and it's not about just the quantity of sleep, but it's also the quality of sleep. So try to maintain a very consistent schedule every time you go to sleep. So the more you mess up your sleep, the more you will see the changes in the way your body behaves the older you get. Make sure that your environment that you're sleeping in is very comfortable. Practice relaxation techniques so that you get better sleep or you sleep faster. And when you're on your bed, just try and stay away from any electronic devices that may hinder that whole process of you going to sleep. And use your phone as least as possible during your bedtime. Because as I said, it's not the quantity of sleep, it's also the quality of sleep that plays a big role in the whole aging process. Last but certainly not the least, is try and avoid things like alcohol and smoking. So, besides being harmful to your immediate health, they accelerate your whole aging process. So, try and stay away from it as much as possible. Well, there you have it. Just remember that aging is a very natural process, but a lot of lifestyle factors influence the way genes work towards speeding up the process of aging or slowing them down. And since epigenetics is trying to figure out on how to slow down or reverse aging, these are few things that we can control and are evidence based right now. So when it comes to your lifestyle, just make sure that you're making very conscious choices. So if you want to age gracefully and even stay young for a longer time, make sure you put all of these into action. Now, what changes that I've mentioned above you find very difficult to change? Share your thoughts and let me know in the comments what you think. And most importantly, if you like what you saw, feel free to watch any other video. And until we meet again next, don't stress and be awesome. Rasha that.